Well, apparently I spoke too soon in my first video of this. I had made the mistake of saying that I don't think 0 turns could be done. I had tried a bunch of times before I did that Kefka run, I'm not even gonna lie, and it just wasn't working out for me. And then good old Vayne Novus came out with a run that was 2 turns. And then that led me to believe, okay, you know what? Maybe this really just isn't in the cards for any of us. This isn't gonna happen. So that, I'm not blaming Vayne Novus, by the way. It's not his fault that I said what I said. I'm just chronologically giving the events here. So then, after I see that, I say, okay, it probably can't be done in a video. And then Vayne Novus, the crazy son of a bitch, comes out with a 0 turns run. I'm like, okay, since I just publicly said that it can't be done, hats off to you, Vayne. Now I gotta go try it myself. That's what I get for making false statements. So I went at it, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long ass time. I used his team originally, the Noctis, Keiss, and Warrior of Light, and I finally got it. And then I made the mistake of deleting the video. I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try something else, because that took forever. So this actually worked out even better, because you know I'd rather he was Vivi than Warrior of Light. No offense to Warrior of Light, but it's Vivi. He's my favorite. So yeah, this worked out. It's definitely trickier. Yes, the strategy is a little different. I mean, Vivi definitely brings more damage than Warrior of Light does, but you're not nearly as safe with Vivi as opposed to the Warrior of Light. Because if that orb hits 0, we're dead. We have no Warrior of Light safeguard. So really this depends on timing the summon properly so that your friend Noctis can come in and keep his follow-up attacks going and resetting that orb. And even then it's a race against the clock. Once he goes away, you could get cracked open instantly. It's not good. But it can be done, as shown here. This damage is just so good though. That definitely helped out a lot. I mean, whenever he does anything, everyone just explodes. It's like 70k a piece after little Vivi does anything. It's very helpful for this. Yeah, the trick was you have to go in to the summon on Keiss's turn. As always, that's how I always do this. You gotta get all your hero supports back. And then messages coming up. I never remember to mute Discord when I make videos. I've really got to get in the habit of that. But anyway, so yeah, you have to get all your hero supports back, and then you have to go into the summon, make sure Noctis has 1 LD left. This is just how I did it anyway. Swap, you'll see all this. I don't know why I'm giving it away, but then you'll swap your Noctis for another Noctis, and you got to make sure that you get the LD off in the summon so that you can get out of the summon and not take turns. And then you need Noctis's next turn to come basically right out of the summon so that he can hit that burst, and then he can get his follow-up attacks going to reset the orb before it goes out. So you got to do all that after your native Noctis's follow-up attacks go away, and do all of that before this orb goes off. So there's a lot to keep track of. One misstep and you just explode. And getting the spacing was a little awkward with this too, because, and it was because of Vivi. It took some getting used to. Like, everything he touches just blows up. So it's like, okay, like, see, I want to launch that one on the left, but I can't, because then he'd be behind B and, or no, he'd be behind, yeah, he'd be behind A then, and that wouldn't be good. So it's like, we have to keep everybody ahead so we can make the most of these launches. Because yeah, if I would have launched the other one, we would have missed out on this. And then we would have been in an awkward position from then on out. So timing Embers of Darkness and when that's going to break certain targets is key. Because you'll hit somebody, then they'll recover, and then Embers of Darkness will break them before the next turn comes up. So there's a lot of timing that's important. See, like right here. I know I can launch him. See, I'll technically be behind B there. No, behind A, I mean. But then it breaks anyway. See? We're all good. Yeah, getting that right is very important if you want to Vivi 0 turns this. With the Warrior Light, you don't really have to worry about that. Your launches do more damage with him if you launch with him because he batteries into them. But overall, it's not as much damage. It's just the launches do. But Warrior Light doesn't have Embers of Darkness, which... Yeah, I'm kind of repeating myself, but big fan of that VBLD. It's so nice. Yes, there's some bias there, but still. Okay, look. So I'm counting down. We got 4 on the count. So we can go in. I had to waste some warp step to do that, but I'd rather do that than die. The EX is up, but no, we need their turns spaced out perfectly, so he needs to recover. Which is perfect. So we can battery into this, launch him. He recovers. They're both broken. Let's push their turns back even more. Okay, so now with this Noctis here, we have to get this right. That turn right there outside of the summon, his second turn should jump into the summon after we do this. Perfect. There we go. So that way on the very last turn of the summon we can LD and we won't take turns. But that means we have only a couple turns for him to get his follow-up attacks going. Otherwise we're dead. So there we go. Still no turns taken. Also, the damage is not evenly distributed at all. One of them has 51%, the other one has 36%. That is no good. So we have to wear B down. We have no choice. But this will kill everybody. This wears him down better than anything else. Broken. Okay, perfect. Pretty sure we did that just in time. So the orb, I think, is at 2. Yes. So now it goes to 1. Look, it drops to 0, and then he comes in and hits. So then that triggers like a different attack. If that happens. Look, they just do a brave attack. Because the orb technically hit 0, but because you counteracted it, it's weird. It's like, they're like, well, we have to do something. I don't know why that is. I'm sure somebody out there could explain it to me. Someone out there has probably researched it, unlike me. I'm looking at you, Aggressive Tomato. It's one of our subscribers. Every time, I swear to God, every time I say, I'm not sure, I gotta look into it, that dude just shows up and he'll tell you exactly what I'm missing. So keep it going. I welcome it. Like if there's any gaps in my knowledge, which there's plenty, I mean, nobody's perfect, but that guy does his research. Because whenever I have a question, I just generally ask or say, hey, somebody let me know, or I'm not sure about this. More than anybody, that dude comes in and he goes, hey, here's exactly what you were talking about. This is the reason for whatever you were unsure of. And then I'll look it up afterwards and he's 100% right every time. So thanks a lot for that, because yeah, you've done it plenty of times, and no, I'm not embarrassed whatsoever. Some people have like a weird pride thing. I don't. I mean, I'll just admit it. If I don't know, I don't know, and I'd like to know, so thank you. I know the EX is up, but no, we need to just bring damage and maximize this as much as possible. So now the name of the game is keeping that Noctis in for as long as we can without taking turns. We're gonna switch over to A because Keiss should be able to break B after Noctis does. Well, after Noctis breaks A, I should say. Alright, there we go. Perfect. We're still at 10. We jump behind Vivi, so he'll hit again. Just keep that orb at 10 for as long as we can. Yes, we focus because it has battery. Might as well. So his next turn, he's got to use Embers of Darkness. He just has to. Excuse me, Doomsday. I think he has one left, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, bye Noctis, hi Noctis. Luckily we have an LD left and we're gonna use it. Okay, so Warp Step has been reset. We're good for a little while longer as far as turns go. But there is no more resetting the orb. It is a race against the clock now. Means we have 9 actions until we're dead. $7 and 12%. Knock them both back. Right now I'm just thinking about what to do, obviously. I'm thinking about turn management. And then I remember, wait a minute, I just used the LD, so I have 2 turns of Warp Step, so that means... Wow, you clearly didn't want to make a mistake. Just press the button. There we go. Maximize launches. We gotta kill them. You cannot focus or the run's dead. Just can't happen. And if I would have focused B, the run would have been dead too. There we go. So this is free, and he'll jump up in front of B again. They're on the ropes, and so are we. 4 actions left, and Noctis has to see 65. He's got no choice, which also eats up the orb, which is not good. Two turns. One down. One turn left with a launch queued up. 1 action over, and this would have been done. We would have failed turns, and then he would have punished us by just murdering us. Luckily, neither one of those things happened. So there we go. It's 0 turns with Vivi as opposed to the Warrior of Light. I'm glad it happened this way, so that it's not just Vay Novus and I doing the same thing. We took different strategies to get the 0 turns, and both worked out great. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.